Jedi.
Your powers are weak, old man.
Always remember, your focus determines your reality.
Hello there.
General Kenobi! You don't know the power of the dark side.
Hello and welcome back to the Disciples of the Force podcast, or welcome for the first time. Again, we're growing quite rapidly, so thank you all for subscribing, for following. We are just ready to have some fun here. We've got some new limited edition Dr. Peppers provided by Dr. Pepper, our sponsor.
Thank you, Dr. Pepper.
They're not really our sponsor, but we're looking for sponsors. If anybody has a connection, hit us up.
Yeah, we're 430 now on subscribers on YouTube.
Jeez. Okay,
that
nice.
Jumped 100 within a week.
It's crazy.
It's good for us.
And almost 5,000 TikTok followers. So thank you all.
Thank you.
We appreciate you on this journey.
Honestly, thank you. It really does mean a lot. Star Wars news. I don't know if there's any news. But there's Star Wars rumor afoot.
Okay, let's hear it.
I sent you today that George Lucas might be working on a live-action series. Sure. Confirmed by, it said the guy who made the sound of the lightsaber.
Oh, that's who that was?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Because I was like, I don't know who this is, and that's who I said it was. And that was the guy who had a Star Wars Theory had on their podcast. Yeah. So it's a rumor, it's afoot. So
I would like that.
Be cool to see George back. Yeah, I mean, because the biggest reason he gave up Star Wars was A, money, but B, he also, his kid was young and he didn't want to be gone all the time directing the sequels that he wanted to make. So he made that decision. So maybe his kid's grown up. He's feeling like, hey, you know what? I want to get back into it. Yeah. Which we would love to see. I wouldn't be mad.
Yeah, it's interesting to think about what incentive he has, because in his biography it talks about how he kind of hated directing. He had a really love-hate relationship with it, but he also at the same time wanted full creative control always. Yeah. So it's if he comes back, in what capacity? What's the show even going to be about? Is this? I mean, the guy who was talking, super old, obviously. Does he know what's going on? Because when Star Wars Theory sat up in his chair, the guy was like, "Yeah, that might just be a rumor. I'm not sure." And I was like,
yeah.
Oh, "Okay, I don't know."
So there's no, I wish it. I mean, I want it to be true. Yeah. But yeah, he kind of. He's like, that's what he's heard being discussed. So, I mean, maybe he's in the right inner circles.
Right.
So, but it would be phenomenal. Someone in there was like, I think it's going to be about the first Jedi ever. And I said, well, that's a movie, isn't it? Isn't that what it's going to be? It's going to be a movie, The First Jedi.
Yeah. So that's going to be the James Mangold movie with that Andor director on it. So I don't know if there'd be space for that. But
maybe it's a spinoff.
That's true. Yeah.
So that could be a thing. But yeah, it'll be good. I mean, we don't know. It's just a rumor. So keep on the looks for it. I'm gonna burp now. I don't think there's any other news I have though. I don't know. I didn't see anything
crazy this week.
I mean, last week was big, but
okay. Well, then you want to get right into Flash Strike.
Let's get into Flash Strike.
Okay.
We're gonna be kind of quick, dude. The draft today. So if we can go watch the draft, you gotta go. I gotta stop doing that because I go to clip something.
Yeah, let's go ahead and translate. No, but yeah, we're not just nerds. We got to watch the NFL draft. We know who's going first. We know who might be going second. But I'm a Broncos fan. So everything's riding on this. I'm hoping we start Zach Wilson. Okay, I'm a true believer. Just kidding. I hope we get trade up or something. Anyway, okay, let's get it going.
Alrighty. Oh, sorry. Quick before we actually get in. I'm so sorry. I've just finished the novelization of The Phantom Menace.
Oh, cool.
It was good. It was a good read. Wasn't amazing. Wasn't my favorite listen. Usually I love them. But this one was like, eh. One thing, though, that I thought was really cool at the very end talks about how Obi-Wan, and I don't know if this was already known, but Obi-Wan keeps Qui-Gon's lightsaber and uses it. That's what it says in the book. Which would make kind of sense. I mean, here's the thing. These books are they're not canon anymore. They're legends, technically. Right. They say the only things that are canonical are the scenes that you see in the movies in the book. So it's not really canon. But I do like the idea of him having Qui-Gon's lightsaber.
Yeah, that would be cool.
So that was cool.
I don't see why he couldn't, Yeah.
I don't see it's like a tradition to be buried with it. That's the only thing I can think, but it's not because we see lightsabers.
Exactly. Live on.
Yeah. Yeah. So
anyway, interesting.
That was cool.
Cool. Are you going to start Attack of the Clones then?
I am. I'm just taking a little break.
Sure.
I think I'll probably start it soon because I was back on a music kick and now I'm getting off the music kick again. Want to go back to audiobooks
After Cole's weak album, bro.
It's so weak mid. Anyway, one thing I did see. So to start the episode off, when Hemlock walks in and they say, "Hey," this is later on. I guess this is my first note, but he says, "Hey, the Bad Batch infiltrated the base," and he's like, "Oh shoot, yada yada yada." I'm like, how did they know this? Did I miss something? Did they set something off to let them know they were there?
I don't know. I would
remember
imagine
last episode.
if that ship is in hyperspace and they get butt up to by another ship, I think they would know. Like, they've got to send an alarm. But at the same time, they seem like they're caught kind of unawares, the crew of that ship,
Right?
when
yeah,
they're
when they get
searched.
off. Yeah,
So I don't know, actually.
I don't know.
Unless they're just detected. I don't know.
I think. I mean, the part that I do like is it just shows that base. What's the name of the Turan? Not
Tantus?
Tantus. They're very aware of everything. They're very on point, and that just shows how ahead of the game they are. Is to know that knowledge. So it plays perfectly into who they are and what they are at that base. Just I'm like, I don't really remember why they would just know.
Yeah,
But anyway,
yeah.
that was my first note.
Well, I mean, it's like the Pentagon, right?
I've heard of it.
Where we keep imprisoned children. But we have satellites, SBIRS satellites, that can detect heat from a rocket blast within 1/10 of a second across the world and alert us,
Really? I did not know that.
Yeah.
So you're saying so they must
They've
have
got
a technology?
something like it. Yep.
Okay.
I don't know.
I'll take it. I'll take that answer as canon.
Yeah, sure. One thing I noticed was when he scrambles the fighters, they're the V-Wings.
Yeah.
And call back to one of our earlier, we called it by the wrong name or something. Some ship nerds got mad at us. It's a V-Wing. Okay, we know that.
They were mad because I said, "Oh, it's like a transition of
into a TIE fighter."
Yeah.
And
oh, he's been around since the Clone Wars. I'm like, I'll eat my pee-pee.
but that's why it was designed that way, to look like it was
Exactly.
proto TIE fighter. Anyway, I noticed that Emery, when she's talking to Scowler, Scorder,
yeah,
what's her name?
I think it's Scolder.
Scolder. She's like, keep an eye on the children, and Scolder's like, I'll keep an eye on the specimens or something like that. So
she like really emphasizes it too. You're like, oh, she's in. She's all into the Empire.
Yeah, very good stuff.
Yeah. Let's see. Oh, I do like kind of going back to the formation you were talking about with the V-Wings. I do love that Crosshair's like, this isn't standard for formation. They know we're here. And it just kind of plays into them that they know. They're very aware.
Yeah.
Like, the Bad Batch isn't dumb. They're like, especially Crosshair being with the Empire for so long, that kind of bled into it. Like, he's like, oh, this isn't how we would do this. Thought that was a really cool detail I threw in there.
That's very good, yeah.
Tiny but good. And also, this is a side note. I think Rampart, whoever that voice actor is really good. There was a couple of screams he did. I was like, that wasn't like a cringe. That was like an authentic, good scream. I enjoyed that.
Yeah. I really liked having him along for this episode especially, because we've seen the Bad Batch infiltrate so many bases or, whatever. We've seen this mission a million times in this series. And to have Rampart along gives us an idea of just how hard it is. Like, you're concerned the whole time that he's going to get hurt.
Yep.
Like, when they're rappelling from the cables, you're like, the Bad Batch is fine. Rampart is a liability here, And you used to think that way with Omega, but it's kind of worn off. So it's kind of cool to be in that position again where you're like, oh, it kind of puts things into perspective.
Yeah.
Rather than just watching these guys operate, you feel like you can be in the part of Rampart and be like, this stuff actually is crazy. There are stakes here. So
that's a really good point. Yeah, it kind of, you don't get used to it. You're like, oh, there's something that can happen.
Right.
He's a liability. This is something that could go awry.
Right.
I like that. That's a good call.
Sure.
Oh, I enjoyed that.
Yeah. One thing I liked here was Echo gets in the Stormtrooper armor, which on our video and on other videos I saw, people mentioned that in Rebels it was overdone, that they got into Stormtrooper armor, and we haven't really seen that in this series at all, because there wasn't an advantage for them to get into Clone Trooper armor if they took out an Imperial Clone Trooper. But people were like, why haven't they gotten into Stormtrooper armor yet? Because that's a common trope in Star Wars.
Right.
And we see it here, which is kind of cool. Kind of cool
That is
payoff
cool.
after reading all that stuff this week or seeing videos on it. So
Played right into it. Yeah. I do like that part. It's really good. The thing I have about Rampart is this made me giggle. He says, they ask, I think it's Wrecker. Someone asked, did Rampart make it? He goes, "Is it Hunter?"
Yeah.
He goes, "Unfortunately,
Yeah,
yes."
great
And
stuff.
I giggled because I was like, I genuinely thought something had happened. The way that unfortunately, I was like, "What?
Yeah.
Did I miss something?" And he goes, "Yes." I was like, "That's a really good
Yeah,
bit.
great bit.
10 out of
Great
10.
bit.
Made me giggle in real life."
Uh, Echo gets off of the transport through the droid chute,
Oh yeah.
and the other crew members are getting audited over there. And we made a comment a couple weeks ago about why do they have droid chutes? Why are they like separate entrances?
Yeah.
But it came back around to work in Echo's
It's
favor.
true.
So
Yeah.
he got out without having to get inspected. Notice that.
Which is really good storytelling for this animation show, which I mean it's not just an animation, but like that little device was showing a quick thing to come into play, like movies that are really well
Yep.
done. I love that. It's like, oh shoot, yeah, that did happen. And to do that for an animation show is awesome.
Yeah. We've talked about it before though, but like in animation, stuff like that is so much more intentional. So you should always question when you see something kind of out of place
True.
like that because you know it's there on purpose. Whereas in a live action, you know, set designers could set something somewhere and the director doesn't really care about it. In animation, everything's intentional. So
Yeah, it's a good point. Yeah, because they're not going to animate that
Exactly.
thing. They're going to spend hours on it. It's like there's a
There's a
they're
reason.
not going to cut. They're going to cut corners if they can.
Right.
So they're not going to put something they can't. Yeah, it's a really good point. So one part I really did like is when Rampart and Crosshair are talking, having a conversation, and Rampart says, "I thought you follow good soldiers follow orders," and Crosshair says, "If they come from the right person," and then they go back and forth, and then Crosshair says, "I've changed."
Yeah.
And then Rampart says, "Sure you have."
Yeah.
And I was like, is this going to foreshadow something? I'm like, is this going to be at the end? Crosshair turns. He was always like a double agent. I don't think so. That would be insane if they did that. But I think it's going to play into, because when I had written that question, I wasn't done with the episode, but now we know that Rampart's apart from the group.
Yeah.
And Crosshair says, where did Rampart go?
Yeah.
So I think my guess is when it starts the next episode, it's going to be Crosshair stopping the TK troopers or whatever from grabbing Rampart.
Oh, yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
So I don't know, and that might be the foreshadow to that, like, oh, he really has changed. He came and got me.
Right.
So,
Right. Yeah, because I thought about that too. In that exchange, Rampart says something to the effect of, like, you and me are the same, loyal to no one except yourself.
yeah.
And I questioned, I was like, where do Crosshair's loyalties lie? Because if he's really not loyal to the Bad Batch, what is he doing there? You know? That's what I was wondering. Maybe there's not an answer for that. Like, because he clearly is loyal to them. I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. If he wasn't loyal, there would be no reason.
Right. But to
'Cause
your point, I was like, what could that be foreshadowing other than to prove his loyalty? So,
Yeah. And I think, I just feel like the way it's all set up, it wouldn't happen.
yeah.
It would be crazy if it did. If he double
It
crossed.
will quiz, actually.
Will it fit Swayze?
When they come up on the animal, like the beast thing,
Oh, yeah.
I saw a TikTok making fun of this, but Hunter's ability is like never shown anymore. That he can like feel things through a planet's like electromagnetic field or whatever.
I totally forgot that was his
Yeah.
thing. So, because it's a good point.
And like he's an expert tracker.
Yeah.
He doesn't like sense an animal within a meter of him, like
Yeah.
he's like, how does he not know that's there? I don't know. Maybe that has nothing to do with his ability, but
Yeah.
I just thought
That
that was
does.
funny.
If he's a tracker, you would assume he would be able to track.
Yeah.
Hey, there's an animal close.
And we've seen it before when I think in the Baby Rancor episode in season 1 or season 2, can't remember which season, but he tracks that using his ability, so he can track animals.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I feel like they kind of just given up on his.
That's what I was thinking. Like
He
we
just
haven't seen
became a
it-
leader.
We've seen it very few times in this season. He's just like the emotional standout for Omega and the leader.
Yeah,
So,
that's really always kind of. That is interesting. Maybe they're just waiting till the end to give him a big reveal.
Yeah, maybe.
I feel like literally just a couple episodes ago, you had said something about the Zillow Beast. Like, where's the Zillow Beast at? Because we saw the baby one, and then you asked about it, and I still am thinking like, what is this gonna play into that? Because we see that they have it,
Yeah.
and they're shocking it. Which doesn't that make it bigger? Doesn't electricity make it bigger?
I can't remember that, but I know that Ray is
Something
meant to
like
like deter it and keep it
yeah, keep it there.
Kamau,
Kamau.
Kamau.
So what are they? That's got to play into. It's got to definitely play into Omega's plan.
Definitely, yeah, because she comes back and she's like, I know. So again, talking about intentional movements, camera pans from the Zilla Beast over to the ray that's keeping it down. So I think her plan is to disable that. The Zilla Beast will like wreak havoc and they'll escape through the chaos. That's my assumption.
That's a good assumption.
I don't know. But yeah, pretty cool for the Zilla Beast to be there, dude. Because the first mention of it was in season 2 of Clone Wars, which had to be 2010.
Yeah, I think because it was 8 when it started, or 9.
Yeah. So 14 years for a payoff.
Yeah, because that storyline just kind of stopped. Yeah. Unless it was in comics, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
But anyway, so that'll be cool to kind of see what's going on there. Hopefully we'll get some more explanation on what they've been doing. Because I think initially Palpatine claimed that he wanted it for armor.
Yeah.
But
because lightsabers can't do anything to it. And that's like perfect. Because I mean, imagine an army of stormtroopers that have that armor.
Yeah.
If the Jedi did rise again, it wouldn't be a problem for them.
Oh yeah, but
literally useless.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting what Omega uses with that.
Yeah.
And then I just have one more. I don't know if you have how much.
I've got 2 more. So.
Well, then you go and then I go and we'll end close to
Wait, actually I only have 1 more because I kind of jumped the gun and said one of mine.
Oh, no, I hate when I do that.
Okay.
Yeah, go ahead.
Last thing I have is Echo and Emery's interaction where he's like calling her out, chastising her for what she's been doing. And she's like, I was just doing my job. And he says, I've heard that before.
Right.
Again, it's like that common theme of good soldiers follow orders.
Yeah.
I also, weirdly enough, right before I started watching this, I was watching TikToks and I saw this X-Men edit and it's Magneto and he's talking about like, he's holding back these missiles and they're like, if you send those back, that's thousands of men on those ships, innocent men just doing their jobs. And he's like, I've been at the mercy of people who were just doing their jobs because he's a Holocaust survivor. He's talking about Nazis. Anyway, just a great like eternal theme of question the ethics, be on the right side of history, don't just follow orders, so
wow, that's a really good point. That is a huge, like, I didn't think about the message of the whole show. That's a huge message.
Yeah.
Like, don't just go with the flow. Like, you should question, like, why am I doing this?
Right.
Because think about it. People questioned, not to be too dark, but let's go with World War II. The Nazis are like, well, maybe this is wrong. You get enough of them to say, hey, wait a minute.
Right.
Why are we doing this?
Right.
We would stop a lot of death.
Yeah.
So, and I think in today's world, I think there's things like that. Like, why are we just doing this? Because we're told. Why are we paying taxes? Because we're told.
No, you gotta genuinely. It's a real issue. You gotta ask those questions of like, what side are we on? Anyway, I've been seeing like protests on college campuses and like the police being deployed to like put down these peaceful protests, and it's like every time that happens, the police are on the wrong side of history. They're just following orders, whatever. But like the Kent State massacre in the 70s, Anyway, not to get into like that kind of stuff, but these themes are relevant in the real world,
Yeah. No, it's a really good point. I've never sat there to think about what this show is even about. Like,
it's just a kid show, man.
It's just a kid show, but it's like, so that's a deep rooted meaning in it of like, wow. That's a good call.
Thank you, sir.
I do. That interaction's awesome when they're going back and forth. And my one thing is like, it shows that Emery, because we're seeing Emery's character development, right? And we see that she was listening to Omega when she was talking. But I can't remember. Is there a specific time where she talked about the Bad Batch, or is this just assuming that in the times we didn't see, of course, Omega is talking about her brothers?
I would assume that. I can't remember a time where she specifically talked about them and named them by name. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's got to be in there somewhere. Yeah.
Because we know that the first part of this season, it was like months.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
so it's like you assume. But one part I think it's kind of hard because I would like there to have been, and maybe I missed it, just a sliver of a scene of her just talking about it, and just like a small thing of like Echo, he only has one hand, yada yada, whatever.
Right.
And maybe there is because she does look at the hand,
exactly,
and she's like, that's like, which would make I could have just missed it if this happened, so I'll have to probably go back and rewatch.
Yeah.
But that would be a really good payoff, like we said, something small in the beginning. Hit me with that, because the whole time I'm like in my mind, oh, she just knows.
Yeah.
Like, but again, I guess if Omega is talking about Echo, she's gonna say, yeah, he was literally captured, totally cyborg. So that would be, so she would know. But kind of threw me off. I was like, oh, you just know him? You just know that's Echo?
But yeah, again, she cares about Omega. She listens to her, and Omega never shuts the F up about her brother. So
yeah. And Betcha. Where's Betcha?
Where's Betcha?
Where is Betcha? That dude is not showing up.
This question.
He better be there at the dadgum end. Also, so we know next week's the finale.
Which is crazy, man. I was going to talk to you and ask, like, what's this all? Yeah, like, it's got to be an hour, right?
Either it's got to be multiple episodes.
Episode, man, I'm going to freak out straight up.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm thinking. I mean, yes, there's a way, but it would be such a terrible. Like, there's so many things that are like open that I'm like, it's just not going to be a shut and closed case. Like, what's going to happen?
Because this is confirmed the last season, correct?
Right? Yeah, it's confirmed. They're not. This is it.
So we've got to. Here's what I don't want.
Somehow Palpatine return pops up.
Yeah. No, for how much I love.
Bless
Man, this stuff is making me burp, brother.
No, dude. Hey, Doctor, if you want to get some burps out, get Dr. Pepper.
Creamy coconut.
Hey, yo.
As much as I love Rebels, I don't love the whole ending of here's what happened years later.
Oh, yeah, she's doing the voiceover.
So I want there to be a convincing, worthwhile ending that is not like, and then the Bad Batch escaped and lived out the rest of their lives and whatever, yada yada.
Yeah, and I agree. I don't want that like fairy tale, like, oh, this is the Empire.
Yeah.
I feel like if the Bad Batch gets away, I cannot see if they destroy the facility, get away. I can't see the Empire just being like, okay, just let them go.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like if that's what they want to say is the ending, I just feel like there's no way they would let that slide. I think they would. I mean, we saw what they devoted to just get Omega. Yeah. Remember that whole Paradise Island planet? They destroyed that quickly. Mm-hmm. So it's like I don't know. I don't feel like they can do a fairy tale ending. I won't believe it if they
exactly, because where are they going to go? Like, we've seen them go into hiding and the Empire find them inevitably. Yep. Like, that's just they've got to die. Unfortunately,
yeah.
I could see them completely destroying Tantus with the help of the Zilla Beast, because I don't know if there's any reference to that in the future, maybe in comics and other literature, but that could happen. But maybe going back to your theories from before, like maybe they dispatch the Empire's dog or the Emperor's dog. What's his nickname? Darth Vader?
Darth Vader.
And he comes, but I would kind of hate that. That'd be like a Deus Ex Machina thing.
Yeah, I really think if they do it, it should be Boba Fett. Like, I love that. Yeah. When they first put that, I'm like, the clone killing the rest of the clones would be awesome. Yeah.
How about Ventress, huh? What the hell's she doing?
That's good. Yeah, she just kind of popped up and left. Like, that's the thing. Like, there's all these little small things. So you're like, it has to be an hour, because I feel like her story isn't done, and maybe it is.
Yeah.
But I don't know. And where's Betcha?
Where's Betcha? We gotta know.
And but the one thing I'm thinking about is like we joked about not seeing an ending for that baby that got stolen at the beginning. I'm like, I don't think we are gonna. That'd be cool. I would love to not just open it, show how evil the Empire is, that it took a kid, and then that kid never gets back to his parents.
Oh yes, yeah.
I'd be okay with it. I mean, it's dark, but it's like that's how dark the Empire is.
We've seen. Yeah, we're fine with that.
But I don't know, dude. I think they die. I think everyone dies. It's gotta be. I mean, I just genuinely, there's no way they can. If you're calling it the end, I just can't believe an ending where they still are out there living.
Yeah. How about this?
Okay.
So
I believe it.
They did an orbital bombardment on Camino to destroy that.
Yeah.
What if Zilla Beast gets out? The Empire's like, we gotta just destroy this thing. Yada yada. But I don't even see a world where that makes sense. But that like they could bomb the crap out of Tantus and kill everybody, but that wouldn't make very much sense either.
I do like the ending though. The Empire in the end destroys its own thing.
Yeah,
I do like that storyline. I don't know how it would. I see what you're saying. Like if somehow, like I think the Zilla Beast has a good reason for them to do it. Like, oh, that thing is super OP.
Yeah,
you can't get it out.
But again, like it's not like all powerful. Like we saw it on Coruscant, where it could have destroyed like so much and it didn't do that much, in the Clone Wars. I don't know.
It's true. Yeah, I guess it wouldn't warrant it, but I would really love that.
Yeah, I can't wait. at the very least, they got me really excited by not putting so much in this episode. Because really, what did we get? I mean, the Bad Batch just landed.
That's really all we get.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, that's really all we got is they landed.
Omega didn't even get out. Like, she got out of her cell to go look at this little piece, came back.
Yeah.
And the Bad Batch just landed and escaped like a search
Omega
squad.
meets Emery meets Echo.
Yeah.
That's it. That's really all that's happened in the episode. So
yeah, I think they'll stick the landing. I have a lot of faith in this show, but
yeah, I think so too. Also, that just reminded me one last thing of the episode is when that beast shows up and Rampart just runs. It made me giggle because but it also showed, to your point, just like he's like the Bad Batch is ready for battle.
Yeah.
Big attack mode. That dude F.
Yeah.
But it also shows that the Empire just kind of pansies.
right.
The people in those positions aren't fighters.
Sure.
They're just political people who got power.
Right.
So I do like that. I don't know. I'm excited. My prediction stands that they're gonna die.
Yeah.
It's gonna be bad.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be.
I think they bomb them, destroy all evidence of cloning, and maybe the Mandalorian will. I don't think they don't really need to stitch it up. We don't really need.
Yeah, because it seems like they just restart everything in the Mandalorian. So that would give a good explanation too of why Tantus is destroyed. Sounded like I was from Florida right there. Why cloning efforts are pretty much restarted. So I don't know.
I don't know. I'm excited. I think it'll be good. Like you said, I don't think they'll drop the ball. They've taken so much time on this.
Sure.
My prediction is 45-minute long episode, which would still only be 2 episodes.
Yeah.
So I hope it is an hour, but I think it'll probably be a little bit less.
Oh yeah.
And then they'll give us 10 minutes of credits at the end.
That'd be
So
great.
it's really only
I love
30
that.
minutes.
Okay, well, we're excited. Guys, drop your suggestions below for what you want us to talk about after this series ends. We'll be going right into Tales of the Empire. And then shortly after that, the Acolytes. We'll be busy.
We'll be busy. Busy summer for us.
But also, put your guesses down below. And just tell us what you think might happen in this final episode. It'll be good.
Yeah, seriously. Well, we're excited to see predictions. And if you're right, we'll give you $1. Venmo you $1 if you get the prediction right.
Brother, we got 500 followers now. If all of them are right.
All right, we choose the first person who's right, and you get $1. Yeah, I'm excited. It'll be good. Yeah, that's all I got.
Okay, that's all I've got. Let's go watch Caleb Williams get drafted by the Bears right now.
The Bears.
Okay. With that, thank you for being a disciple of the Force.